as the 28th Conference of Parties COP28 to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change enters its final hours. Key discussions on the global goal on adaptation and the global stocktake are taking place in Dubai. This report has more.
After over 2 weeks of speeches, rallies, and discussions, the United Nations-led meeting known as COP28 was set to close today, Tuesday evening. The draft urged countries to cut fossil fuel consumption and production in just orderly and equitable manner. The night's draft, according to COP28 Director General Majid Al-Swedi, was intended to get governments talking and outlining what are deal killers for them, known as red lines, to engage governments at the ministerial, head of delegation, and technical levels, and lay the groundwork to deliver a successful COP28 that drives global transformation towards a low-emission and climate-resilient world, foster ambitious climate action, and facilitates implementation, including the related support. At COP28, the first global stocktake on the Paris Agreement's implementation will come to an end. Every 5 years, a 2-year procedure known as stocktake is conducted, with the objective of evaluating the global community's advancement in meeting its climate goals. The first global stocktake happens at the midpoint of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and its SDGs, including Goal 13 Climate Action. It will be preceded by a mandated workshop on the elements of the outcome of the GST in October in the UAE. In light of climate change crisis, the world faces growing challenges in providing food security to various countries and regions, particularly different groups. This is reflected in the form of malnutrition for the majority of the population, whether in the form of hunger, food insecurity, or diet-related diseases. Children are the most vulnerable to food insecurity, which already has an impact on their growth and learning process. Yemen, for example, is one of the countries that suffers severely from food insecurity and malnutrition. According to the United Nations, 2/3 of Yemen's 21 million people are in need of humanitarian aid this year. The UN describes the situation in Yemen as the world's worst humanitarian crisis and a man-made famine.